You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
And good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here at ABC 7 News at 4. It's Friday. Friday's finally here, and we're looking at scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms still hanging around. Lakewood Ranch webcam in review from this morning showing we had some storms. They have been scattered and they have been heavy at times. Northport had some very heavy rainfall earlier, and you can see that rain moving through Lakewood Ranch, and then partly cloudy skies and another shower trying to pop up east of I-75. We'll go to the radar picture and show you the general flow is basically out of the northeast into central Florida. You can see those storms moving to the southwest. And then the storms on the west coast of Florida here, not moving much, but they are starting to see a little bit of a trend toward the southwest right now. So although there's a shower right there over I-75 and near it, near State Road 64, and that is pushing to the southwest right now. It's near Waterleaf, and also that's heading toward that direction. So it'll be there across I-75, I think, in the next 10-15 minutes. Down to street level we go. Upper Manatee River Road, we're seeing some heavy rainfall there. There's been occasional lightning with this just in the last 10-15 minutes. So this storm is getting a little higher in vertical stance, and we're seeing more showers and storms gathering around that area. Now we look at high pressure building in at the surface over the Gulf of Mexico and over the southeast. We're looking for scattered showers through the weekend, on again and off again in the morning near the coast, and then the main focus will be inland later on in the afternoon. We'll have much more on our weekend weather forecast. Take a look at the tropics as well coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline, Scott, back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you so much. Now to our top story. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office now making it public that a 37-year-old Bradenton man is missing and has been since May 25th.
Deputies say his disappearance is suspicious in nature, but there's no evidence of any foul play. His parents say that the process in trying to find their son has been pretty slow, but all they want at this point is to get him home as soon as possible. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us with the latest on this investigation. Dwayne?
Well, Jacqueline, Scott, we were able to speak with his parents, who have been frantically looking for Jeremy since the beginning. And as you mentioned, he's been missing since May 25th. And since then, they have asked detectives to look into the case by filing a missing persons report, but has not been listed as missing by law enforcement until now. The family held 2 vigils within the last month, pleading with the community to help find the whereabouts of their loved one. Jeremy's birthday was just this week Monday, and still no word from him. Family members also point out that Jeremy would call them every 2 to 3 days to talk to them. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office stated in the beginning that Joyner is an adult, and there was no evidence of foul play, and still no evidence of foul play, even though his car was found abandoned at a church in Bradenton last month. Jeremy's father believes foul play is involved and just wants deputies to take this case seriously.
I mean, we got people calling in, we've had rallies, and not one officer has showed up to say this is what we're doing, or this is what we're not going to do, or this is what we can do. There's been no police involvement in the rallies that we've been having or anything.
Now we'll hear what Jeremy's mom has to say about her son's disappearance coming up at 6. Scott, Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so much. It has been 10 years now since a Northport man died and his killer or killers remained free. On July 13, 2008, Alex Teehee, a 20-year-old father of 2, was found alongside a Port Charlotte road. He died in the hospital days later, and it's still unknown if he was hit by a car or beaten to death. A voicemail left hours before the crime by Michael Sylvester said he was going to kill him. At one point, Sylvester confessed, but the state attorney's office said that confession was coerced. An update now on a car crash that shut down a portion of Bee Ridge Road overnight. The 2-car crash happened around 1 a.m. at the intersection of Bee Ridge and Tuttle Avenue. Troopers say one driver was critically injured in the wreck. The other was arrested for DUI. Despite construction work in downtown Venice, the businesses there will remain open. Crews will be making improvements to Tampa, Venice, and Miami avenues between Business 41 and Harbor Drive. City officials are reminding the public that the Venice Farmers Market will continue to be located on Avenue des Parcs near City Hall through the summer. Jacqueline joins us now with the latest on the massive protests taking over the streets of London.
Scott, President Trump was in full damage control mode today. The British tabloid The Sun published an interview today with Trump claiming that Prime Minister Theresa May wrecked Brexit. But today the tune has changed and President Trump talked about their special relationship.
And now, especially after this 2 days with your Prime Minister, I would say the highest level of special.
Massive protests took place while the two leaders spoke in London. Even this Trump baby balloon taking flight. All of it, the president told The Sun, making him feel unwelcome. And at this press conference, he was also asked about his meeting on Monday with President Putin. He says he's going in with low expectations, but hoping something important comes out of it. There are new developments in a lawsuit claiming a detective's retirement party got in the way of security before a 2017 shooting that killed 6 people at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. A new lawsuit was filed yesterday on behalf of Ann Andres, whose husband was shot in the incident. It claims that the Broward County Sheriff's Office deputies should have been on duty, but were instead eating cake. The Sheriff's Office had no immediate comment. Flyers will now have a tough time suing for invasive screenings at U.S. airport security checkpoints. This comes as a federal appeals court ruled that TSA screeners get immunity because they perform an administrative job and are not law enforcement officers who can be sued under federal law. A Florida woman claimed TSA agents in Philadelphia mistreated her in 2006, so she hit 2 of them with her bag. She and her husband filed a misconduct claim against TSA, seeking more than $950,000. Well, believe it or not, an armless homeless man was arrested for stabbing a man with scissors. He's known on South Beach, Miami as an artist who paints with his feet. Police said the victim's friend, Jonathan Crenshaw, asked for directions when Crenshaw then pulled out scissors and stabbed the victim. He claimed the victim then punched him in the head, so he used his feet to stab him. Let's send it back to Scott for more on a group in Venice that's trying to bring awareness to that persistent red tide that's been affecting the Suncoast.
Jacqueline, thank you. We see it every so often here on the Suncoast, but red tide has been more persistent than normal this year. One group, a Florida group, is planning a rally this weekend to bring awareness to the issue. Save Our Fisheries Convoy has thousands of followers on its Facebook page who plan to be in attendance tomorrow. They'll be meeting in Punta Gorda's Lashley Park and driving to Clewiston's public boat ramp near where algae choked water is being released into a river that flows into the Gulf. The convoy is taking place to not only spread awareness of what exactly is taking place in the waters, but to push for changes in Florida's water management policies. This should come as no surprise. FEMA is calling 2017 a pretty bad year for hurricanes. FEMA issuing its after-action report this week, and it called the 2017 season unprecedented and one that stretched the response capabilities of the government. Among the major hurricanes that caused havoc were Harvey, Irma, and Maria. Nearly 5 million households signed up for disaster relief during the second half of 2017. Suncoast is part of an area of Florida known as the lightning capital of North America, and with a lightning strike already claiming the life of a man on Siesta Key this summer, it's important to remember some safety tips before heading outside. Siesta Key Beach lifeguard Captain Roy Routh says not to wait until the last minute to seek shelter. He says lifeguards are always keeping a close eye on the weather to keep you safe.
No, this device right here is called a Sky Scan, and it lets us know about severe thunderstorms, and it has lights that go off. So when we start getting around the 8 to 20 mile range, we're very concerned. We would like to have them off the beach by the time it gets within 8 miles.
Routh says when lightning gets that close, he flies a double red flag, meaning everyone should seek shelter in an enclosed building, or as the last result, a car. Coming up on ABC 7's News at 4, Governor Rick Scott signing an order going against a law he recently signed over the public's access to Florida's beaches. We'll dive in deeper for what that means for beachgoers and the homeowners who live there. Plus, 2 dangerous recall alerts that could be in your home, a popular kids cereal that's left dozens hospitalized, and a water dispenser that has killed 2 dogs. And how the beloved mascot of Toys R Us is now continuing to put smiles on children's faces.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
In a surprising move, Governor Rick Scott signing an executive order contradicting a law he signed earlier this year, a law many feared would limit public access to beaches. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from Lido Key. And Adam, what's been the reaction today among beachgoers there?
Well, Scott, mostly relief. Many hoping that this means we can just go back to the way things were before that initial law was passed. Even Governor Rick Scott admitting in his statement about this executive order that the law that passed in the session was just too confusing for people. But in reality, that law did not change much about how private property owners could enforce their property lines. Rather, it changed how local governments could react, getting rid of a loophole that governments could use to maintain public access to sand that was technically privately owned. Now, I spoke with a longtime member of a local beach community here, plus some beach goers, and we'll take a closer look at the law, this new executive order, all coming up in just a few minutes. For now, reporting live on Lido Key, I'm Adam Cellini. Back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. Now, let's go to the newsroom now where Jacqueline is following some of the stories that are trending right now. Jacqueline?
Scott, one of those stories, a frantic call that 911 dispatchers had to quickly decipher in order to save a woman's life. Take a listen. Quick-moving storms in Arizona caused a woman's car to plunge into a canal. This cell phone footage shows the dramatic rescue. You can see a firefighter dive underwater before popping back up with the woman in his arms. The firefighter now dismissing the term hero, saying saving lives is all in a day's work. Now, take a look at this. An 83-year-old man driving a golf cart on the interstate in Arizona. You can see the golf cart slowly driving in the dark where cars could barely see him. A semi-truck and another another vehicle eventually helped escort the cart. Before authorities arrived on the scene, police are now looking for answers. They say the man showed no signs of impairment, and the man's wife did eventually arrive and pick up both her husband and the golf cart. Well, tonight is your chance to go behind the scenes with local law enforcement. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office will be giving up-to-the-minute updates on Twitter in a regular event that they call Tweet from the Beat. It may be traffic incidents, it could be gators and backyard pools. We've seen that many times. You never really know. Now that virtual ride-along starts at 7 p.m. Their handle is @Sarasota Sheriff. In a friendly competition for a good cause tomorrow, we want to let you know about the 2018 Boots versus Badges Blood Drive is taking place at the Westfield Sarasota Square Mall from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 p.m. at night. This is a friendly campaign among our first responders to see who can help the Suncoast Blood Bank collect the most blood. Let's send it back to Scott in the studio with a recall you need to know about. Scott?
That's right, Jacqueline. A salmonella outbreak linked to Kellogg's Honey Smack cereal has now caused 33 people to be hospitalized. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says there are now at least 100 confirmed cases of salmonella illness connected to that cereal, 2 of which are here in Florida. The FDA urging retailers to immediately pull all the boxes of Honey Smacks from their shelves. All the cereal was recalled last month. And then after the death of 2 dogs, IKEA is now recalling this water dispenser. The Lervig water dispenser was sold at IKEAs across the U.S. until last month because 2 dogs got their heads stuck while using it and then suffocated. If you have one of these, you're asked to stop using it immediately and then bring it to an IKEA store for a full refund. There's a new challenge to the merger of AT&T and Time Warner. The Justice Department is appealing a judge's ruling last month, allowing the $80 billion deal to go through. It now goes to a D.C. appeals court, and the whole process could take months more now. The bankruptcy and closure of Toys R Us was the end of an era, but an iconic figure from that era will now live on in the Children's Hospital in New Jersey. A statue of the toy store chain's mascot, Jeffrey the Giraffe, was unveiled at Bristol Myers Squibb Children's Hospital in New Jersey this week.
Jeffrey had spent almost 70 years of his life bringing fun and happiness to children. Joe and his staff thought that it would be appropriate if this statue could find a home in a children's hospital to continue that legacy.
This statue is 16 foot tall, it weighs 550 pounds, and it used to stand at the company's Wayne, New Jersey headquarters. Jeffrey's new home, employees hope he will continue to bring joy to children for years to come. Now back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan in our first alert forecast.
Scott, I've got to show you these photos. These were taken yesterday at sunset. This was shown last night at 11 o'clock. And Sarasota Val Vasilescu, he gets the lightning shots, but also just an outstanding shot of the brilliant orange colors there. As the sun was setting, there were some high clouds around. You can see Sarasota in the backdrop there. Also, Fred Seeger looking from Casey Key. Notice the purples and blues and yellows and blue. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it? Then we have another one from City Island. This, too, showing a spectacular sunset from Rita Zucchelli and Oakford. Even out in Oakford, east of I-75 on Fruitville, Karen McCaw getting a nice, gorgeous shot there. And we could see a similar sunset again tonight because there are still some clouds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Had some rain earlier, too. Some showers right around noon near Lakewood Ranch. And then you'll notice those clouds still building, still looking like they could bring some rainfall. So we're going to keep a chance for showers in the forecast, although a lot of it has been used up, the energy that is, from earlier storms, especially near Northport and stretching up along I-75. Not much going on right now. You saw some rain west of I-75. That's that sea breeze, the initial shot coming inland. Now, we're going to see that again tomorrow with a chance for late morning, early afternoon storms that will work in, and then again, probably fire up some bigger storms in the inland counties throughout the late afternoon. Just some light rain now, no lightning anymore, but this cell, it is starting to weaken as it pushes to the southwest. Not really, not much height to it at all, under 20,000 feet at this point. There was another cell here, just an isolated thunderstorm at one point, and now this too has dropped below any kind of strength for producing lightning. A lot of rainfall. Not much along the area beaches, though, although we did get some near Inglewood. Northport had the heaviest amount of rainfall right there, over an inch reported. 1/10 of an inch near Terra, and about an inch of rainfall at I-75 and State Road 64 there. So the forecast tonight does call for some late night showers possible. They'll be scattered. It won't be a wide rainfall event tonight. A few isolated cells are possible. Then tomorrow morning, once again, out in the Gulf of Mexico, a few showers. Those will have a tendency to work on shore as the sea breeze does so and pushes off east of I-75 for the most part. So anytime around midday, chance for showers, a few thunderstorms are possible across the west coast of Florida. Even near the coast, similar conditions anticipated on Sunday. So there's a pretty good chance we're going to see scattered storms. The timing of it changes just a little bit, as I said, late morning, early afternoon. Well, the tropics are all quiet for the most part. We still are watching the remnants of what was Beryl, but that's not doing much at all due to a trough of low pressure that is moving across the western portion of the Atlantic right now. There's still an outside chance it could reform and develop. We'll have an update coming up at 5 o'clock on that. And as far as the Caribbean goes, there's a lot of wind shear going on. Favorable conditions would be into the red. Blue conditions are hostile for environment, tropical development. You can see that right there all the way through the Caribbean. Not a whole lot of problems for that area in terms of anything developing for us over the weekend or for the next 5 days for that matter. For boaters, winds out of the north turning to the west at 5 to 10 knots, and we'll have a light chop out there, seas running less than 2 feet. The extended forecast, there it is, a chance for scattered storms tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon. Same story on Sunday. And even into next week, we'll see that similar pattern, it looks like. Temperatures will be into the low 90s. Favorite areas will be east of I-75, but there will still be some showers and a few thunderstorms near the coast. Your app, that's what you need. You need the ABC7 WWSB First Alert Weather app. We heard that story about the lifeguard saying that he has a lightning detection device. Well, you too can have your own lightning detection device by downloading the ABC7 Weather app. It tells you how far the lightning is away from you. When it gets to be 10 miles, not 8, 10 miles, I suggest. If it's 10 miles from you, it's okay. If it gets anything less than that, then you should seek shelter indoors away from windows. Yeah. Now, the car offers really good protection. And I know on the beaches, if you have a lot of people there, there's not enough structure to get everyone into a building.
That's the only place you have to go, probably.
So cars is a second best place to be during a lightning storm.
Well, let's look at some other video of weather around the country. This is from Texas, where several small but fierce thunderstorms rolled through there. Dark clouds hovered over Dallas yesterday. The storms were small, but they did dump a lot of rain in a small period of time, sort of what we see here. Yeah, it is. They have a little frontal boundary down there, but they had some hail, too. We had hail yesterday, or 2 days ago in Terra. We had pea-sized hail. It's not uncommon for storms to get up to 50,000 feet and produce hail even during the summer because it gets cold up there. You're talking 10, 20, 30 degrees below zero at around 50,000 feet. So, wow. Yeah, it doesn't take much to produce hail if the storm gets that big. Okay, Bob, thank you so much. There's more to come in your Suncoast News, a weekend spent at the baseball park where you can spot some of the top Babe Ruth League baseball teams from across the state.
I'm Stephanie Roberts from Suncoast View. Coming up Monday morning at 9, we will try out yoga that stretches our muscles and our minds. It's chair yoga in an art gallery. Plus, a new musical opening at the Starlight Room comes from an unlikely source. It's Reefer Madness, and Chef Paul Madison will be in the kitchen. It's all coming up Monday. I'll see you at 9 a.m.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind Your Meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
The Sarasota Babe Ruth League is hosting the 2018 state tournament this weekend. The games started yesterday, will run through the weekend. Teams from all across the state are competing here this week. Sarasota Babe Ruth has teams in each age division, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and a 13 to 15-year-old age bracket. The tournament is going on at the Sarasota Babe Ruth Park on South Pompano Avenue, right next to the Sarasota County Fairgrounds. And we're just getting started here on ABC 7. Jacqueline is in the newsroom with a quick look at some of the stories we're working on tonight.
New details about a 13-foot alligator that was captured in Shamrock Park, thought to have eaten a dog. Coming up at 5, we'll hear from one family and how they're hoping to change how alligator trappings are handled. Let's send it back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our final forecast. Bob?
Well, with a west wind, it feels like 102 right now out there along the area beaches. It feels, again, like 102 degrees, 89-degree temperature. You know, when we get this rain in the late morning, early afternoon, all that sun is used to evaporate that moisture and it just gets into the atmosphere, makes it feel very sticky out there. West wind at 10 miles an hour, the pressure at 30-12. That's way up there. High pressure is still going to dominate our weather. For a beach walk tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies to mostly fair conditions. Should be another gorgeous sunset. Get those pictures sent to PIX at mysuncoast.com. There's a slight chance for an isolated shower or two through this evening. We'll have south winds at 5 and sunset will be at 8:29. So it should be another good one for sunset. Lakewood Ranch did show some rainfall around earlier. Scott will have a complete update coming up at 5 o'clock. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Bob, and thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We hope to see you again in 30 minutes.